Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It's so nice to have you here on USA Global TV and Radio as we ring in the new year. I hope that you all get whatever it is you're looking for this year, 2025. Wishing you tremendous success and, of course, most importantly, wonderful health. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and I'm actually making a guest appearance tonight on You as a Whole, Body, Mind, and Soul with Justin MIRIGLIANI. Justin and I had the opportunity to meet in person. It had been, I don't know, 2 or maybe 4 years, maybe. I'm going to have to ask him. The last time I think we saw each other was at the Take Steps event. So Justin has a wonderful topic that we're going to be discussing today. We actually talked a little bit about it when we met for dinner the other night. And it's really about internet scams. And a lot of scams take place, whether it's through the phone or through the mail, but also on social media. And some of them are pretty sophisticated. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Justin is an entrepreneur. He is someone who has his own charity. He is a father. He is an incredible human being who is continuously putting himself out there. He has an extensive experience in broadcasting, in television, and he's also an expert when it comes to the weather. So we'll hear what he has to say about what's going on across the country. Justin MIRIGLIANI, come out and join me, please.
Kind of hard to follow that intro, Dr. Jacalyn. I appreciate it, but
well, it's terrific. It's so nice to be here with you, and I'm actually watching the show on the television right next to us. So
nice.
We look pretty good, I have to say.
All right.
Anyway, it's a pleasure to be asked to be here with you today. Can you please tell our audience a little bit about why you came up and how you came up with the name of the show, Body, Mind, and Soul, You as a Whole, the opposite, obviously?
Well, it's no secret to anybody who's seen the show or people who know me either on Facebook or, well, really Facebook. I don't talk about this stuff on LinkedIn, but I've been going through a lot over the last few years. My marriage broke up. Business picked up, which was good, and then dropped off a little bit and picked up again. So that was good. But I went through some depression with my marriage ending, and you could see it coming. So it was even before we broke up. And then not so long ago, a couple months ago, my uncle passed away, and I have a friend who's got a debilitating illness, a very close friend who is just not going to get better, and just a lot of stuff that piled up. And I think that what I wanted to do with the show was to talk about how you can't just be healthy in one place. It doesn't matter how strong I am or how good I am with my cardio or how great I am doing skiing or doing anything else physical if my mental health is bad. And if my mental health is great, but I can't move because I have a herniated disc or I have another problem, then that doesn't help any, because then you're, great. All right, you get good mental health, but physical health, you can't move, you can't do anything. And spiritually, I'll be honest with you, I've been struggling spiritually. I used to be a churchgoer every week. I didn't miss any weeks. And when I got depressed about a year ago, more like 3 years ago, I would go to church and I would cry from the minute that I walked in to the minute that I walked out. And I did that for 2 years. And then last year, it continued. I would just be crying the whole mass in the pew, and spiritually broken. And it just wasn't, I couldn't do it anymore. I just didn't go to church anymore. So now I'm starting to ease my way back into going to mass. I was always and still am spiritual. I just want to be back in a better place spiritually, as far as my faith goes. But that's really the genesis of why. I always talk about the example of the car. You need four wheels. If you have three wheels, then you're not going anywhere. You need all four. If you have three, it doesn't matter. And they could be the three greatest wheels in the world, but it's not going to get you anywhere. So that's why I came up with what I came up with for the name of the show.
I totally understand and can relate to it. Thank you very much, Justin. I just noticed there are a lot of people who are watching across the platforms, and myself, Justin, and all of our team around the world, we would really appreciate if you would subscribe to our channel. So wherever it is you're watching from, can you like, can you follow, can you hit the bell if you're on YouTube? It really makes a big difference. Our team members are always looking to see how many views they have on YouTube. We have 2 YouTube channels, USA Global TV and Radio, and also Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. So thank you for that. So before we jump into scams, we have a team member who's actually an expert in cybersecurity. And I'd like to tee up just 2 quick videos. It's actually a minute and a minute 37. So let's watch these and you and I'll have a conversation, Justin. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
Okay.
We face daily cyber risks, spending over 7 hours of screen time, including 4.5 hours on mobile phones. This convenience comes with significant dangers, with cybercrime costs predicted to exceed $10.5 trillion by 2025. In 2023 alone, seniors lost over $3.4 billion to cybercrime. Our goal is to make social engineering concepts of cybersecurity easier to understand. We work with business teams, senior living facilities, investment companies, and educational institutions, both individually and in groups. We offer real-life examples to help you recognize and prevent attacks, with sessions available both in person, in selected regions, and remotely. Schedule your training session, or to learn more, contact us today. Call us at 847-845-9360. Email us at info@cybersecurityeasy.com. Protect your team and family with cybersecurityeasy.com.
My name is Dr. Felix Kravitz, and I am the founder of cybersecurityeasy.com, LLC. We live in a world full of vulnerabilities and cyber risks. We spend almost 4.5 hours a day on our mobile phones. It's over 7 hours of screen time daily when including computer use. We often forget that this convenience comes with risks. Published data predicts that the cost of cybercrime will exceed $10.5 trillion in 2025. These numbers encompass not only businesses, but also each one of us, including our children and our parents. In 2023, the FBI reported over $3.4 billion lost by seniors aged 60 and older. Cybersecurityeasy.com LLC's initiative is to massively support the community by providing cyber safety coaching and improving social engineering awareness. Our goal is to make social engineering concepts of cybersecurity easier to understand. We work with business teams, seniors, and educational institutions, both individually and in groups. We cover various topics from phone phishing attacks to AI-generated voice cloning, robocalls, password protection, and more using life examples. Talk to us today. Call us at 847-845-9360 or email us at info@cybersecurityeasy.com.
Thank you to Dr. Kravitz for that. What are your thoughts watching those 2 videos?
I mean, the numbers are ridiculous. I mean, if you think about it, they're huge numbers, but they are very believable. I mean, it's just repulsive how bad it is. And I really think that we need to be honest with ourselves that we are human beings and we have frailties and we have things that can manipulate us. And that's the one thing 2 things bother me. One is being manipulated, and 2 is having so many people being manipulative that when I'm trying to be sincere, people can't know the difference. When I ask people on Facebook or LinkedIn, or I call somebody like an NHL hockey player, these are people, especially a celebrity like an NHL hockey player. They don't know me. I mean, how do they know I'm not trying to get something out of them? Because of all of the garbage that's going on. Now I have to try to make sure that they know that I'm on the up and up, and it's getting harder and harder to do that. And it's the same way with other people. I mean, no matter who you talk to, men or women, they don't know. Do you want something? Women might think, oh, he's looking to try to pick me up, or a guy might be thinking, oh, he's looking to try to get me to be in his business or something, or he's looking for me to do this or do that, and it might not be any of that. And in my case, it isn't. I do ask people for things to help with the charity if they're willing to, and if they're not, they're not. But there's nothing that I do that's manipulating, but because other people do it, it puts people like me in a position where you always have to worry about, what do other people think? Do they know that you're legit? Do they know that you're not legit? You got to come up with ways to make sure people know you're legitimate. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that would even open up my checking account. People say, oh, you run Checkmates. How do I know that you're honest, that you're not taking a penny out of it? I'll show you my checking account. I'm not going to show you the number, but I'll show you the numbers. I'll show you what the numbers are. I don't care. I'm not taking a penny for any of the charity that I do. Now, will that change in the future if that becomes my full-time job and that's what I do for a living? Of course. I have to pay for my kids to go to college. I have to pay for them to eat. I have to pay for an apartment. I have to pay for my health insurance because I'm self-employed, both my business and my charity. So yeah, I mean, eventually it might become my job, and then yeah, we'll take a salary, but it won't be an obscene salary. I'm not the kind of person that would do that. But here's what it is. It's these scammers are playing on our frailties. And I'll give an example this week that happened. There was a woman, not really a woman. She was more, I would say, a girl, probably, well, she was 34, she said. I mean, how do I know? So anyway, she messaged me on Facebook. She seemed so sincere. She said, I saw you posted a lot of videos about Santa Claus and his travels on Christmas Eve. And I thought that was really cute because, a guy your age doing that's really neat. That's something that most guys wouldn't do. And I was flattered by that. I was like, wow, that's really cool. That's nice that this girl, and I didn't even see the picture of her really. Her profile picture wasn't very prominent, but I was like, you know what? I want to be friends with this person because I like her attitude. I like that she took the time to do that. So I friended her. Turned out she was beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, not supermodel beautiful, but she was a pretty girl. So we got to talking, and she was very nice, and she asked questions about me, and she said flattering things like, I looked you up and I saw how built you are, and I can't believe how muscular you are. I'm already starting to think, all right, this, yeah, I like compliments. Anybody does. Let's be honest, we're human. When somebody tells you that you look good, you like that. I mean, am I letting the cat out of the bag by saying that? Or so, and she said, I really like your beard. I think it looks really cool. Things like that. And that's flattering. I was flattered. I think any human being would be. And I think that's okay. Now, we got into this conversation, and I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty cool. I mean, I'm meeting somebody new. Maybe this is somebody that I could go out with. Maybe this isn't. I don't know. But you know what? We'll see what happens. We'll see where this goes. And then this is where it goes weird. She started asking me things like, have you ever been skiing? And I said, yeah, I do ski. And she said, well, I go to Italy and ski. I said, wow, that's great. It looks really cool. So she said, why don't you come to Italy with me? So right off the bat, come on, really? I mean, look, I'm not George Clooney. I realize that I'm not I don't think I'm ugly, but I'm not the greatest looking guy in the world. I'm not the most built looking guy in the world. I don't have the greatest beard in the world. So, I mean, it's not like I'm on the cover of People magazine or anything. And, do I think that this girl really wants to go to Italy with me and she doesn't even know me? And how does she know that I'm not an axe murderer? I mean, that's the other thing I'm thinking, is this girl nuts? So I said to her, because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, I said, oh, that's so sweet of you to ask. I said, but unfortunately, and it's true, I can't afford to go. I have a daughter going to college. Again, I got to pay for my rent. I got to pay for all the other stuff that my car, my health insurance now that I'm single. And that's it. I can't afford to go to Italy. And she said, well, if you can't afford, I got an idea for you. Here we go. What does she whip out? Crypto. Let's get into crypto. And I said, I listened to the spiel, or actually read the spiel. I don't listen. Let me backtrack. She actually did take the time to, again, research me. She knew everything about me from my web pages. Flattering again. She called me to show me she was real. I actually saw her physically, and we talked for a few minutes on the phone on WhatsApp. So I knew she was a real person. She wasn't a bot. She was actually really a 34-year-old woman, or seemingly a 34-year-old woman. I can't tell you her age exactly, but that's what she looked like. But then with the Italy thing, do you want to go to Italy? I said I can't go. She said, well, what about getting into crypto? You can make a lot of money and this and that. And all I said to her was, I really don't do business with anybody that I don't know and I haven't vetted. And you shouldn't be doing business with anybody you don't know and you haven't vetted. Didn't hear back from her for a day. The next morning, I woke up 8 o'clock in the morning, and the phone's beeping, and it's her on WhatsApp. And she says, if you're so scared of the internet, you shouldn't be on it. You are a waste of food. You should die, and your 2 daughters should die. Now, honestly, I laughed. I was like, this girl's a nut. This is a complete moron. But if I wasn't smart enough, savvy enough, I could have been taken. There are people who will fall for this. And I know some people who have fallen for this. But I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. So if it's somebody that I've met, I've talked to, and they're flattering with you look nice or whatever. If I say that to a girl, you look really nice. I like your hair like that, whatever. I think that's legitimate, but I don't do that unless I really know the person, or at least have talked to them a few times before I do that. And it's not meant to be anything more than just what it is. And I think it's okay for us to be flattered by things when people tell you things. I think you're smart. I like your show. I like your beard. I think you're well built. Or for women, you're really pretty. I love your hair. Whatever it is. I mean, it's okay. It's okay to be flattered by that. What the problem is if you let that lead you to a place where you decide to give them your checkbook or your routing number for your bank, or get into their pyramid scheme or whatever else it is. And that's where they're never going to get me, because I don't have an ego problem. I don't have a problem where I need to be told these things. I mean, it's nice to hear from somebody who you're attracted to. It's nice to hear from somebody you know. It's nice to even hear from a stranger, but that's not enough to make me stupid, to make me go ahead and say, oh, okay, I'll call for over $10,000 and we'll make a fortune. So it's happening to men. It's happening to women. And the sad thing again, and this is what's driving me crazy, is in the back of my mind, every time I compliment somebody, there's that nagging fear that they think that compliment is insincere, that it's a compliment trying to get something out of them. Because I will say the majority of people who do compliment you like that, they are trying to get something out of you. And that's what's sad about it. So I don't know how we can stop it. I wish I knew. It's very frustrating to me. This woman wasted 2 days of her time, and I think it's hilarious. She could have scammed 5 other people. She wasted her time on me. All I did, I was sitting on the couch watching movies. I couldn't care less about what she said. She wants me to die. Okay, fine. You want me to die? Guess what? I'm not dying. And it's not anything that's going to affect my life. What's sad is she's going to get somebody to fall for it, and that's where the problem is.
A lot to unpack there for sure. And I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm glad that you're being transparent and sharing that with people. One thing I wanted to just mention, because I am, as you are, a public figure, we are easily targeted. We're on social media. And I used to be somewhat susceptible to people sending me friend requests. I'm typically at the 5,000 number of friends, but once in a while it'll dip down. And
Sure.
somebody will send me a friend request. No, they actually won't send a friend request. They'll go on one of my posts and they'll put, "You're really beautiful. You take my breath away. I'd like to send you a friend request, but because I don't know you, I'd rather you send it to me." And I don't know what they actually get out of that, but I used to, now I just delete it. I used to go to their profile and look, and I would see maybe 2 photos that are their profile picture, and
Right.
that's it. And many times they're profile pictures of someone in the military. So I don't know how they're getting away with this, but I guess they feel like if they act like there's someone in the military, you'd have to trust them. But we know that they're probably not someone in the military because if they were, I don't know. I don't know what's how much secrecy or clearance or whatever you have to have if you're in the military, if you're on social media posting about various things. But so I just delete them. And now the other thing I see quite frequently is people leaving comments on our YouTube videos. And they'll say, "This was great content, really enjoyed the show. By the way, I'd love to talk to you about Bitcoin or crystal current, what is it called? Oh, crypto."
Cryptocurrency. There is the magic words today, cryptocurrency.
And it's sometimes like when I first started seeing the comments, I would put, "Thanks for watching the show, not interested." And then they'd write back, then they get you in. So now I just delete it. I don't thank them because I know it's a scam. So what I want to share, and then we'll go over to you, is that I typically my whole life have trusted everyone. And my father is always like, "Yeah, you trust too many people and you get hurt." And he would say, "Make someone prove to you that they can be trusted." And that's what you were talking about. Now that's what people want. So I'm still of the mindset that I pretty much trust everyone. I've gotten burned many times, but that's just who I am.
Yeah. And that's fine. But let me ask you this. Did you fall for the scams?
Did I? No, I didn't fall for those scams,
No.
but I absolutely know people who they thought the IRS was calling them, and because they owed money, the IRS, they were nervous and they sent money. I know family member who sent money to Nigeria after they got a letter saying the impoverished, people needed help. I mean,
Sure.
there's so many scams out there. And when I was caring for my mother and she had dementia, I couldn't believe it. The people would just call on the phone and my mother would actually go along with it. And I'd have to grab the phone and just, hang up. But especially seniors, and that's what Dr. Kravitz was talking about. If you are alone or you're lonely, you are more likely, I don't have any research, I would think more likely to be susceptible because you're just happy to talk to someone.
Right. Oh, absolutely. They prey on that. They prey on people with low self-esteem, people who are lonely, people who don't know any better, people who are looking to get rich quick, all of those things. And most of the time they're a mirage. Uh, Now, one of my litmus tests is if somebody friends me and they say, "Hey, they saw your picture and I'm single and I like to meet you." If they have like 11 or 12 friends that are mutual, I assume that they're okay. I'm like, all right, well, 11 or 12. I mean, that's pretty. If it's one person or 2 people, I'm like, I don't know. Or if they don't show any of their friends, if they just have, you see like 2 friends, period, and they don't show their friends, I'm awful leery at that point. I'm like, I don't think this is real.
But wait, I
And
want to ask you something when you said about
yeah,
the 12 friends, because when people send me friend requests, one friend request, we have 85 friends in common. So when I looked to see the friends, I thought, I don't even know who these people are. So sometimes people, like somebody would introduce me to someone and then a friend of theirs, but then I don't know who all the people are because I think I have 16,000 followers on Facebook. And so sometimes I don't know who everyone is because they're following
sure.
me. So if I don't really know, really, truly, like if it's Justin, if it's you, I'm going to be, okay, it's Justin. I know him and it's one of his friends. But if it's like a second, third, fourth connection,
I
no.
gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm talking about people that I've gone to school with or people that I've known. Yeah, that makes things a little bit different. Or if I see their profile and I love it when people say, "Oh, if you look at people's profile, you're a creeper." They say that, No, you're not. You're doing your research. You're making sure they are who they are. That's not being a creeper. I look at guys' profiles and girls' profiles to make sure that they are who they seem to be. If they have a website, I go to the website. And if they have a phone number, I look up the phone number. I do a reverse search and see if that's a real business. That's a real phone number. I see if there's pictures of them with their kids. And, if there are like 7 or 8 pictures of them with their kids, that gives it a little bit more legitimacy. But, if they're posing with, look, I'm a heterosexual male, sort of newly single. Yes, I'm attracted to beautiful women. I like to see beautiful women. I do not respond to women who send pictures like today with no shirt on my Facebook page. That's already a red flag right there. I mean, even if it wasn't the scam part of it, the morality part of it's a problem. Like, do I want to be with somebody? Do I want to date somebody or go out with somebody who that's their idea of trying to get attention? No, that's just wrong.
Agreed. I've gotten people sending me pornographic videos allegedly of themselves with other people. And I just think, really? I mean, do you have nothing else to do with your life that you could be productive? But I want to take it to LinkedIn for a moment. So when someone books in to be a guest and they don't provide any information, their bio, their headshot, we have to go and find the information. Of course, we look on social media, we Google them. But it's interesting to me, and I'm not saying this is a scam, but it raises my antenna, so to speak, when someone is not on LinkedIn, but they own a business, or they're in the public domain marketing something, but they don't have a LinkedIn account. And I'll ask them about it, and I hear all kinds of excuses. And I think, I don't know, there's something that's making me question, if you're a business owner, why aren't you on LinkedIn? What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. There's no reason not to be on LinkedIn, even if you don't own a business. If you're just in business, you should be on LinkedIn. I mean, that's a no-brainer today. I mean, that's almost like you gotta. I mean, that's a really important thing. And you're right, that's a red flag for sure. But I will tell you, I've also not been scammed, but I've been approached on LinkedIn where they say, "Oh, you run a charity, and isn't that sweet?" And I went to your website and read about your story, and and then I'm like, "Oh, this is really cool. This person's reaching out on LinkedIn, and they're like, maybe we could do business together. Maybe we could donate. My company could donate." And I don't want to pass that up because somebody could be legitimate.
Right.
What if a company says, "Look, I want to give you $10,000. I'll take it." I mean, I would love that. But most of the time, it turns out that we get into the conversation and I entertain it because I want to take a chance. But once you start saying pyramid scheme, crypto, this or that other business that I want you done, I immediately tell them, forget it. I don't say it that way. I'm being more angry now because it's on my now I'm juiced up over it. But when I talk to them, I say, listen, I don't do business with people I don't know. We would really have to vet each other first before I would even consider doing this. So it's not something that is going to happen. And I would say 9 times out of 10, that's the last conversation we have. Or the last conversation is they tell me to go to hell. So, or die, or have my kids die, or whatever it is. So it's a shame. It is what it is. Now, again, do I think it's worth being open to take the chance? Yeah, because if I was not smart enough, look, I'm not Stephen Hawking, but I grew up in South Philadelphia. I have street smarts and I have a master's degree, so I'm pretty savvy. I know the world pretty well. I've been through business for a long time. As you said, I've been in television for a long time. I can read people really well. My dad was a phenomenal uh, expert on. He was a lawyer before he retired on character. He could tell you somebody's character the second he met him, and I inherited a lot of that. So I am not saying that I can't be scammed. Anybody can. You could drop your guard for 1 second and get scammed, but it's going to take a lot of work if you're going to get me. because I know what's coming. I ask the questions, and I'm waiting for it. I'm already waiting for it. Now, my hope is, and it's happened a few times where there was no scam. One of the best friends I ever met was a guy, Chuck Basti, who became, again, one of my best friends in the whole world. Slept over my house many times. He's from Toronto. We met on Facebook and we got in a conversation and we talked and talked and talked, and there was authenticity. And I said, well, this guy's legit. So I met him in Toronto in 2016. And ever since, we've been close friends and we've talked about a lot of really deep conversations. And he's helped me through a lot of down times. And if I didn't take the chance, I would have lost that friendship. And I'm not willing to punt those opportunities because there's some bad apples. But at the same time, I'm not dumb enough. And I'm not saying people are dumb, but you got to keep your wits about you and you got to know the red flags. If you know the red flags, yeah, all right, you wasted some time, but did you send them 10 grand? Did you send them 20 grand? Did you send them your credit card information? Did you send them your social security number? If you did, that's a mistake. So don't do those things. Now, if they say, I want to meet you, fine. We go to a restaurant, we meet, we talk. That's one time we met. Then we talk again online. Then we meet again, we talk again. And if and what I look for a lot of the times is consistency. If they say one thing and then, the next time I meet them, they say something else that's contradictory, then all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a minute. You said this last time, but this now. The internet has not changed scammers. It's given them a bigger platform. They've been around forever. Like people say to me, oh, what if you go on a dating website? You never know who you're going to meet. Well, when you went to a bar in 1995, or you went to a bar in 1985 or 1975, and you got a phone number from somebody, guy or girl, how in the world did you know whether they were who they were? I'll give you one example. Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy killed hundreds of women because he was a good-looking guy. He pretended that he needed help with a broken leg, had a fake cast. He didn't need the internet. He did that all in the 70s and early 80s. And scammers have existed forever. It's just their platform is bigger because now they can reach out to more people. So they can fish a lot more during the day than Ted Bundy could. Ted Bundy could approach, 6, 7 women a day. Well, now some crazy lunatic could, hit 150 women a day. Or vice versa. That happened to me. A woman, one of the things she said was, the flirty stuff, and I was, part of it is, yeah, I mean, everybody has an ego and everybody likes to feel like they're special. And I remember her saying, oh, well, if you're playing in the hockey game, if I'm there, will you be able to pay attention or will you be looking at me? Things like that. And I'm just like, on the surface, that seems pretty nice, but I think that that's probably a BS line. And that's what I mean by having to judge character. I just think if you have your wits, you're going to be okay. I don't care if you make me lose a little time because I might find a Chuck Basti. I might find one of my best friends in the world who's out there. I might find my next girlfriend. I might find my next wife. I might not. I don't know. But I'm not going to punt every opportunity just because there are a lot of crazy people out there. So.
Well said, Justin. I think something that we need to discuss about this topic is coming across in a desperate way. So if someone approaches you personally or for business and I've got to know now, you got to make a decision now. You're going to get the special deal. You have 5 seconds to make up your mind.
They have no chance with me. None. Zero.
No. But some people have difficulty saying no and can get reeled in that way because they think, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings. This is such a great deal. And what I want to share is even on social media, there are people out there who have contacted me for years now about doing X, Y, and Z on the different channels. And they can get me 100,000 subscribers and it's $200. And it's all fake. It's all fake. So even when you're hiring someone, whether it's social media or not, you really need to do your due diligence, because there's no quick fix. There's no way to be successful overnight, in my opinion, because you have to fail so you can learn lessons. And I've learned so many lessons in this journey since 2020. But at first I didn't, because I felt kind of desperate, and I felt like I don't know what I don't know. So I remember when my father was alive, and he and my uncle had their own business, and I worked there, and my father said, you need to know every part of the business. I think I told you this the other night. You
You
need to
did,
know
yeah.
this
It's good.
department,
It's a good
that
story.
department, because people will rob you blind.
That's right.
So what I started to do when I developed this platform, you remember, it was Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. You remember I was at
Yeah.
RBN Television and Business Talk
Yes, I
Radio.
do. I
I
was a
thought,
guest.
I need to know everything there is to know about production, about marketing, because I could easily be scammed by someone who knows that I'm in a vulnerable position because I'm starting a new business. And I did get taken a few times, but not anymore, knock on wood,
Yeah.
because I know what I know, and I'm not so anxious or desperate to do something. I put a lot of thought into it before I do it, and then I make a decision. It used to be I was very impulsive and spontaneous, not so much anymore. So sorry,
No.
not sorry.
No, it's the same thing for, I think the same way with my business too. I mean, or if somebody comes, when I was living in Cherry Hill, we had somebody come to the house, this is like 10 years ago. And he's like, we want him to put siding on your house for, I don't know how many zillion dollars that he wanted to put siding on the house. And he said, but only for tonight, if you sign it tonight. I said, get out. My exact words were, I don't do ultimatums. You don't tell me do this or else, because if that's the game that we're playing, it's or else. You're going to go. And I said, sorry for wasting your 2 hours. That we sat there for 2 hours, and he was pretty annoyed. But I told him, I said, no, you're not going to give me an ultimatum and tell me you're going to decide right this second. Either if this deal is good, it would be good tomorrow, and it would be good the next day. It doesn't have to be done within the next 2 minutes. So, I
Exactly.
mean, I know I seem like I'm getting worked up, and I am, because these people drive me nuts. They anger me so much, because not only do they hurt people, but they make it harder for people like us who are legitimate, because now people can't tell the difference. How do you know?
Well,
How
I'll
do
give
you
you an
know?
example. I think so. People are interested in coming onto the platform, right? And there's a certain cost to do so, because this is a business. This is not this is not just me volunteering and having a hobby. I have bills to pay as well. And the
Right.
platform costs a lot of money to run, especially as we continue to grow. So when someone is interested in joining our team, I'll personally meet with them to see if they're a good fit, and if we're a good fit for them, if we can bring value and they're interested in joining a community. And there's no, I really need to know, I need to hear from you now. If you sign up now, I'll give you $50 off. No, I'll say to
Right.
them, I'm not going to pressure you. You take your time and you make the decision, because you're going to have to make a commitment to being a TV show host. Or if you're going to be an elevated listener, you've got to take the course, you've got to read the book. And I think that surprises people sometimes, because we're so used to being pressured into things. And I want people to feel comfortable, because if you make a decision based on desperation or based on pressure or duress, it's not a decision that most likely you're going to be happy with later.
No, no. And it's the same thing with relationships. It's the same way. If you try to force things or make things happen, you can't make any of this stuff happen. It either happens or it doesn't happen. I mean, it's just the way it works. And business the same way. I've had ideas that I thought, hey, this is really going to work, and then it didn't. It was a complete flop, and it was a waste. I don't think I was taken. I think it's just the nature of the beast. I think you have to accept that if you're going to be in business. I think you'll have to learn how to handle rejection. I mean, sometimes you're going to ask people. I asked somebody tonight if she would help me out with my charity, because I've talked to her just very little on the internet, but I could already tell from her character, from what we've talked about very little, and what she posts, and she's into philanthropy, that she would be a good fit to help me with my charity. And I reached out to her and I said, look, if you want to help me, that would be great. I'd really appreciate it, but there's no pressure. And my hope is that she'll take me up on it, and she'll help me out, and maybe we could help each other with each other's charity. Now she might not get back to me. She might say no. She might I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But I put in the message, it's up to you. I said, no pressure. If you're interested in helping, help. If you're not, that's okay. It's not a big deal. So I gravitate to certain people because of the way they are and because of what they do. And that's why I'm not a creeper when I look at their wall, or if I look at their pictures. I'm trying to get a picture myself of who they are. That's research. That's not being a voyeur. I'm not going to their house with a telescope or binoculars. I'm looking to see who they are. And you know what? If you don't want somebody to see what's on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, don't put it on there. I mean, why would you put it on there? It's like when somebody gets a tattoo and you're looking at it and they say, "What are you looking at?" Well, I'm looking at your tattoo. Why are you looking at my tattoo? Because that's why you put it on. Because you want people to look at it. I mean, why else would you get the tattoo? So if you put stuff on Facebook and then you get angry because people look at it, what? I mean, that's crazy. I don't want to be taken, so I'm going to do my research. And you should do the same thing. I am so open on the web. You could look up anything about me. For $9.99, you would know my whole history. I have no criminal record. You could believe it or not, pay $9.99 and find out. You can see if there's a lien on my house. You could find anything for $9.99, any person in the whole world. Well, in the US. Any person in the US. $9.99. Or with me, you could just search my name and 8 million pages are going to come up, like you, Dr. Jacalyn, where you're going to see the business, you're going to see the radio station, you're going to see a TV station, you're going to see that I was on QVC for a few years, you're going to see my weather posts, all that stuff's going to come up. So there's no hiding anything. You want my cell number? Here it is, 610-324-5545. It's on all my websites. I'm not afraid. It's you have to keep your wits about you. I'm not going to live a life in fear. Yeah, this moron tried to get me for, crypto or whatever. Now, listen, one quick thing, because I know we're up against the clock. If you're a friend of mine and you're watching this and you say, "Oh my goodness, I'm never going to approach Justin again. I mean, he's harsh. No, if you're a friend of mine, I'll listen to anything you have to say. Any business you want to pitch me, I'll listen to it. Anything at all. I might not do it because I might not be able to. I might not be able to afford it. I might not have enough knowledge in it. I might not have the time for it. But I will listen to you for as long as you want. But if I don't know you and you like my beard or you like my biceps or whatever it is, it ain't going to get it done.
Now everyone's looking at your beard and thinking, "Oh, I'd like to see his biceps." Justin, as we come to the end of the show, I'd love to have you talk a little bit about what you're doing with the charity, the special event that's coming up, and then we will run the clip so people can get an actual look and find out how it is that they can donate and attend the event. So tell us.
Yeah, so August 23rd, 2025. This year, finally, I could say it's this year. We're doing an NHL celebrity game for people with ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, which is inflammatory bowel disease, and also people with an ostomy. It's called Checkmates Charitable Association. We've been around since 2014. I started it. Nobody takes a penny, including me, and I'm the owner. Nobody takes a penny of it. It goes to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, their GI department, and Rolf Benershka, who kicked in the NFL with an ostomy bag for 7 years or 8 years, I think it was. He has a charity called Embracing Ostomy Life. And look at some of the names. Look, as it says, star-studded buffet after the game. But as Dr. Jacalyn scrolls down, look at the names that are going to be there. Mark Recchi, Brian Pratt, Rod Brindenberg. I've talked to all these guys. I know them. They're going to do their best to be there. Now, there is a possibility, because I want to be honest. They've all told me the same thing. They'll do everything they can to be there, and they intend to be there. But some of them coach in the NHL, some of them announce, some of them work for the teams in the NHL. And if their team does something where they need to be taken away, they may have to drop out and they'll have to replace them with another NHL player. I can't control that. All I can do is tell you that that's a possibility. But Rolf Benershka is going to be there. Again, kicked with a bag for years. Kerry Frazier, one of the greatest referees in NHL history, should be in the Hall of Fame. It's a tragedy that he's not. Joe Conklin, Bernie Perron. I mean, you talk about huge names. Ed Bernstein, one of the greatest lawyers in the history of Nevada, won 2 of the biggest cases in the history of Nevada. #1 talk show in Nevada history. He's been on for 40-something years. Just an amazing guy. I got to know him through his sadly deceased daughter, Dana. And we're going to call this the Dana Memorial NHL Celebrity Game. And you can get your tickets here. $70. You get an open bar. You get to hang out with these athletes. You get to watch a decent hockey game because they're going to be pros and Joes on both sides. We're not putting pros up against, guys like me. I'm going to play with the guys, 4 NHL players on one side, 4 NHL players on the other. Keep the game close. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then afterwards, 2-hour open bar. Come on, $70, 2-hour open bar. Hanging out with NHL players, other celebrities, music. It holds 700 people. The rink holds 1,000. I say this every show. I want 1,000 hugs at the rink, and I want 700 hugs at the dinner. So go to the website, www.checkmatescharity.com. This is not our first rodeo. We've been doing this. This is the biggest one we've ever done, though. This is an extravaganza, this one. And if you want to reach me again, 610-324-5545. It's on the website. You can give me a call. You can email me at justin@checkmatescharity.com. So we're going to run this little vignette. You'll see what we've done in the past, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever.
We are putting up the address for the website now. It's checkmatescharity.com. So please do make a note of it and attend the event. Let's watch this clip, and then we'll be right back.
Hey everybody, I just want to tell you how thankful I am that you came out tonight and helped us out on a very special evening. Crohn's and colitis are terrible diseases, and they affect a lot of people, not only in the Delaware Valley, but all over the world. And hopefully we can find a cure someday.
Nolan here with you at the Checkmates versus the Flyers alumni. We had a great time this afternoon. Game was close, and we're all here for Checkmates Charities, which is the real reason that everybody's here, not only the players, but all the fans that were here. It was a great day, and we're really happy to be here.
It was fun to be out here at the Northeast Skate Zone because the Checos were a pretty good team, and so we had a lot of fun with the charity. And it was good because they took it easy on us old guys. So we had a good time. So anytime you can do something for charity, and I know a couple guys on the other team, and just be on the rink, we all go have fun.
Good times go. I'm either gone in an instant or here to the bitter end. I never know what I've got.
I want to thank my family for all that they did to help me get through this, and there's a lot of planning that get done. It has to get done. I want to thank Nick's Roast Beef and Common Avenue for all they've done. Dr. Prieto for saving my life, finding the disease and treating me for so long, and the Flyers organization for all they do to help us raise money every year. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
I get pumped every time I see the video.
I love when you go like this with your hand. What does that mean?
What's that?
With the glove one, everyone's doing that. What does that mean?
Oh, well, yeah, because we scored a goal. We were tapping the sticks on the boards. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the hockey equivalent of clapping for your teammate.
Well, it's a great video. Thanks so much. And I actually am going to be signing up myself because I'm going to be attending. So I need to do that. I'll do that after the show. So Justin, I'm going to leave it
out there.
Okay, sorry,
Dr. If any corporate sponsors out there, we're not really looking for corporate sponsors. We're looking for corporate partnerships. I'm going to give away free classes. I'm going to give away a lot of free tickets. So if you want to be a partner, please join us. I'm looking to give you a return on investment. I'm not looking to take money from you. I want to give you 4 to 10 times your investment, and I have ways of doing it. So contact me. Let me know. Because why not get a tax write-off? Why not get some free Word, Excel, PowerPoint classes? I could do soft skills classes for you for free. And yeah, that takes money out of my pocket, but it's worth it. It's for a good cause. So, I'm not looking for handouts. I'm looking for partnerships.
All right, Justin, thank you for inviting me to join you. I'm usually behind the camera doing the production, but it's been an absolute pleasure to co-host with you today. So I'll leave it to you to close out. Anything you want to share with our audience? I just want to share one thing. This is the link to our YouTube channel. I know, Justin, you like to see the views. You like to be in the top 10 as you just have been recently. We need people subscribing to the channel and also clicking that bell so that every time we have a show, we have 58 different shows now, that you're made aware of it. And maybe you want to join our team. So please do subscribe to USA Global TV. That is my pitch for now. All right, over to you to close out the show.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Jacalyn. It was great being with Dr. Jacalyn. I don't get to do the show with her as often as we used to, but so it was great to do it. Please be careful out there. Please don't close yourself off completely. This is my website for my business, Just For You. It's it's corporate training now because I do soft skills, but I do Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, Visio, Project, Teams. I was called today to do a class on depression. Actually, I've never done one before on depression, but they asked me to do a class on depression and reading the signs. I do one-on-one service. I do consultation. I do lunch and learns. So I've been doing this for it'll be 26 years. Started my own business in 2002, and it's a 6-figure business now. Never thought that would happen to me, but it did, and it's exciting. So if I could get more people to join, that'd be great. So thank you for watching the show, everybody. Every week, we really appreciate it. Dr. Jacalyn works so hard to make this platform what it is, and it's an incredible platform. And if you join it, you will help us tremendously, and it will grow, and it will help a lot of people. So thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
In a world full of noise, misunderstandings, and interruptions, master the art of listening with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck is the listening mentor of USA Global TV and Radio and the Amazon #1 best-selling author of Mastering the Power of Elevated Listening. Elevate your listening. Elevate your life. Join a global learning experience in person or via Zoom. Reserve your spot today. usaglobaltv.com/book-your-session or drjacalyn.thinkific.com. Join Dr. Kerbeck's listening courses or hire her to unlock deeper connections and authentic conversations. Have you ever felt unheard? Like your words float into a void, leaving you invisible and disconnected? How about feeling judged, when assumptions overshadow your truth, leaving you misunderstood and defensive? And then there's that moment when someone offers solutions you never asked for, dismissing your feelings and leaving you more frustrated than before. It doesn't have to be this way. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the listening mentor, understands. She's here to help you reclaim your voice, build stronger connections, and create meaningful conversations that inspire understanding and mutual respect. Through her groundbreaking books, online and in-person courses, and interactive workshops, you'll learn how to navigate life's most challenging interactions. Discover the power of elevated listening and transform how you communicate. Master setting boundaries and asking permission to protect your peace. Learn to recognize and release judgment, fostering empathy and true connection. Dr. Kerbeck also offers personalized coaching, one-on-one or group sessions, designed to fit your unique needs. Whether in person or virtually on StreamYard, her guidance will empower you to thrive. You don't have to struggle alone. The path to deeper connections and better relationships start here. Visit drjacalyn.com or usaglobaltv.com. Join a global community of empowered listeners and transform your life, one meaningful conversation at a time. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck is the listening mentor. Start your journey today.
Get ready for Talking Heads, the show where expert insights meet world-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. Brought to you by USA Global TV and Radio. Meet our distinguished presenters. From the great state of Texas, longevity expert, award-winning author, publisher, and distinguished Toastmaster, Red O'Loughlin. From London, England, soul heart awakener, novelist, vocal coach, and artist, Dr. Madeline Chan. Also from England, the Harley Street stress expert, therapist, ambassador for peace, and speaker, Carolyn Heward. And from Australia, ICF PCC credentialed coach, entrepreneur, and leadership coach, Mariska Dupria. Experience their expertise, connect with their wisdom, and transform your perspective. Watch Talking Heads on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. This video and its contents are the property of USA Global TV and Radio. All rights reserved. Terms and conditions apply. Visit usaglobaltv.com for more details.